Hello my friends, welcome or welcome back to the channel. As you can see, it is morning time for me. I'm having my breakfast and I'm switching it up yet again, even though the last time I switched up was with the same exact thing. So I have here some sourdough toast, and on top of it I put some vegan cream cheese and pumpkin jam. The cream cheese I went with this week is Kite Hill, which is my personal favorite. And then the pumpkin jam is from Trader Joe's, but it's seasonal. It was during the fall time, and I'm just trying to finish it up. So that is today's breakfast. If you're wondering why I'm not going with the usual, my tofu egg salad on toast, which is something that I've had for breakfast during the week, almost my entire time of being vegan, which is a little over 2 years. The reason why I'm trying something different is mostly because of meal prep. I usually meal prep our breakfasts on Sunday for Ian and I, and Ian's breakfast is usually a tofu scramble with roasted potatoes, kale, and then some toast. And so his meal prep is a little bit more extensive compared to the tofu egg salad that I kind of just throw into a bowl and mix up everything. And so because his is so extensive, I've been kind of being a little lazy and just focusing on his meal prep and then just buying the cream cheese and using the jam and making it very simple so that I just, spread it on my toast every morning. I don't know when I'll go back to the tofu egg salad on toast. When I find out, you'll find out, because it's gonna be in one of these videos eventually. I heard from some people that this toast combo, is actually pretty common and you guys really like it, so I'm glad you feel the same way in terms of taste. I would love to know, any of your favorite toast toppings, just in general, or if you have any unique toppings. I remember growing up in New York City, of course, I always had bagels at hand, and some of my favorite toppings for bagels, which I don't know if this comes across as normal in other states, but there was one topping where it was cream cheese and jelly, which usually was a grape jelly from the deli or bodega. Another topping was butter and bacon, obviously before I was vegan. And another one was cream cheese and bacon. That one I really, really liked. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. I tried to add bacon to a lot of things. Maybe it was cream cheese and pastrami was another one. Those are just some of the common toppings that I would get when I would go to the deli or bodega when it wasn't just a regular bagel with cream cheese. And of course, I cannot not acknowledge that scallion cream cheese is also part of that whole topping thing. So I would love to know in the comments. Let me know what toppings are maybe standard where you live or unique to you. Maybe I'll grab some ideas from you. Vegan or not, I can definitely veganize it, of course. We are back in this corner, so you know the drill. I'm going to be making a beverage. I haven't been making coffee, to be honest with you, in a really long time. Maybe 2+ weeks, because I have been doing the greens blend. I've mentioned this in other videos, but I have been making a green beverage with this, which I'm gonna do right now. That noise was Logan jumping on top of the counter. And because I've just been making this beverage in replacement of the time when I usually have my coffee, I haven't really been okay, let me go make my coffee. I just forget, and then I never make my coffee. So I'm actually missing coffee time, but I have to figure out a way to schedule it or fit it into my routine. If you want another look at the greens that I use, it is from Amazing Grass. It is the Greens Blend Detox and Digest specifically. There are a lot of different greens out there and a lot of different greens from Amazing Grass. So yeah, that's the one that I use. Let's mix it up. For milk this week, I am using Milkadamia. Back to the Milkadamia, mostly just because it was on sale. I guess they're discontinuing it at the grocery store that I usually go to. It was $1.99, so I couldn't pass that up. It's not my favorite milk of choice, even though I do speak very highly of it and I've worked with them in the past. The only reason why it's not my very favorite is because it has a very subtle vanilla undertone, and while I don't mind that for beverages and stuff, it doesn't taste quite right when you're making an Alfredo sauce or something like that. So I would not recommend this if you're making sauces and savory kind of things, but if you're doing a latte or a beverage that you don't mind having it sweet, Milkadamia is actually really good for that. There you go. Green drink. I have mastered the process for this, so it makes it super fast. Hey good friends, it is lunchtime. I am very excited for lunch. I do have takeout, which I know I've been doing pretty bad honestly in the past week when it comes to ordering takeout. I previously had a goal of not ordering so much, but last week was kind of rough because I wasn't feeling great, and so I just didn't have the energy to cook. So alas, I have takeout. A new spot that we just recently discovered. It's called How Delish. It's kind of a drive away, but I think it's personally worth it every once in a while because they make the most incredible deli style sandwiches. They really remind me of the delis and bodegas. I feel like I said that multiple times in this video, but they remind me of the delis in New York City, and the sandwiches they're gigantic. They're like this big. They are pricey because they are that big. I still think that it's worth it. This is half of a sandwich that I have, and the one that I ordered is basically the way that you order at this place. You order like a protein and then it comes with the works, which is like lettuce, tomato, vinegar, I think salt, pepper, you know, all of the usual things that you'll probably find at a New York deli. The protein that I went with is turkey, which is obviously not real turkey, it's vegan turkey. There's a lot of paper wrapping, so I'm just getting through it and hoping that it's not soggy because it's not supposed to be a hot sandwich, so I'm not gonna put it in the oven. But I'm hoping it's not soggy because there is a lot of lettuce in this sandwich. As you can see, it's quite loaded. It is very large. So if you can imagine, there was another whole half to this. Very, very big portions, and it is quite loaded with all of the yummy stuff. Like I said, there's lettuce, tomato, I can smell vinegar, salt, and pepper. If you know about the works at New York delis, then you know what I'm talking about. I am just going to add a couple of things to this sandwich because this sandwich didn't have any like sauce or condiments aside from like the works. So I am going to add a little bit of Dijon mustard and a little bit of vegan mayo. The vegan mayo that's inside of this is actually the homemade one that I always make. It just, you know, perfectly gets placed in that jar. And I feel like a nice turkey sandwich, a cold turkey sandwich, does really well with mustard and mayo. If you haven't tried that before, definitely try it. I just spread it around. There it is. As you can see, I added that bit of mayo and mustard. Super, super excited to try this. And I'm hoping that I don't make a complete mess. So the bread and the lettuce are actually going a little bit stale. It's been in my fridge for a few days, so that makes sense. The toppings inside, or the fillings inside, are so, so good. It's just the quintessential deli sandwich. Perfect cold cuts, like cold sandwich, if you have any idea what I'm talking about, if you're from New York or not, but it is quite reminiscent of that and nostalgic, and I am enjoying it. This is gonna be extremely messy. I'm not gonna sit here or stand here and eat it in front of you, so I'll check back in with you a little bit later. Hey friends, I have not had any snacks, but I am coming on to tell you about dinner, the plan for dinner. We're gonna be making a pasta dish, and it's essentially just spinach and feta pasta. Now, I'm not going to be, oh, by the way, it's vegan feta. I'm not going to be making this in the most popular way that most people have been making feta-based pastas these days, which is essentially taking a whole brick of feta, putting it in a baking dish, and then, you know, adding all of the other ingredients, baking it, and then mixing everything together. That's not how I'm going to do it today. I'm going to use, you know, some pasta. This is the banza penne pasta, and I'm gonna cook it on the stove top, and I'm going to toss it with sort of like a vinaigrette almost. I'm not gonna go as far as, you know, making a complex kind of vinaigrette, but it's basically going to be a lemon juice and olive oil mixture. So I have the Brightland olive oil here. This one is garlic olive oil, which I think will give the dish a lot of flavor. So I'm gonna make sort of like an emulsification going on here, like a sauce, using the olive oil and the lemon juice. And then I'm going to toss the pasta in that. I'm going to wilt up some spinach, a lot of spinach. I have 2 containers here, but as you know, when you cook spinach, it turns like into nothing almost. So I'm making all of the spinach, gonna wilt it down, cook it on the stovetop, and then I'm going to crumble some feta and then just toss everything together. So the pasta with the vinaigrette kind of sauce, the wilted spinach or the cooked down spinach, and then the crumbled feta on top. Not gonna heat up the feta or anything, it's just gonna go on top right at the end, and I think that's going to be it. You'll see what it looks like right now. Wanted to do something that was not baked and have the feta cheese get all melty and stuff. I kind of wanted the feta to remain in its original texture and taste and also cold. I don't know, that's what I'm just feeling for this dish, and I think it's going to be really nice and bright and refreshing and also really satisfying and creamy and delicious. So I'm so excited. By the way, if you haven't ever tried the feta cheese from Trader Joe's, the vegan one, you have to try this. You have to try this, especially if you're someone who was not vegan in the past and you really like cheese and you miss cheese. This, not even gonna lie to you, is the best vegan cheese that I've ever had. It is the closest thing to the real deal. So with that being said, yeah, you gotta try this. You have to give it a try. That's it. That's what dinner's gonna be. No snacks, like I said. I don't plan on having any snacks. Maybe some strawberries because I have some sitting in the fridge, but that is all that I had for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching and making it thus far into the video. Definitely leave a comment below so that we can chat. But yeah, I'll talk to you in next week's video.